I finally got around to tidying up my little desktop coil here and putting a box around it. It's ended up being a bit bigger than I expected, but it's okay. It's basically made from parts that I had to hand. So this is a transformer that takes the main AC in down to 22 volts roughly. I found that it was drawing about 3 to 4 amps, so ended up needing a reasonably beefy transformer there. And the two big caps there are a doubler, which because it's also going from AC to DC, it ends up being around 70 volts DC fed into the little Slayer oscillator there. I'm using a tip 35C, which is tucked under there, and it's sitting on a reasonably beefy heatsink because that was getting slightly warm. The primary coil there is made out of copper vacuum tubing from a vacuum kit for a car, and then the ball I had made, there's an alkathene tube in there, and also a bunch of ferrite rods which are used to bring the inductance of the coil up in order to drop the frequency. Without them it was oscillating at about 2 gigahertz I think, and that just means that with all the inductance in the coil here it didn't perform very well. There's too much impedance and not enough current getting let through. This is now oscillates at about 600 kilohertz and seems to work okay. First of all, just a normally CFL. There's actually no guts at all on this. I took them off to play with the high voltage side of it. It's quite happy to light that up. This is a plasma ball, plasma globe. Obviously again without the main guts of it, but it actually starts to heat up a bit where my fingers are, wherever I'm touching it. Starts to get a little bit warm after a while. Yeah, does that pretty well. This is a conventional light bulb, which you get a little bit of plasma stuff happening in there. Once again, the spot on the glass gets really hot, and you can blow these. So basically it'll melt a hole in the glass. It's okay as long as you keep turning it around. In normal operation the glass gets pretty hot, so they're not that temperature sensitive. This is an LED bulb which does something kind of interesting. Unless I killed it. Oh, there we go. So I'd say there's possibly a capacitor in the driver somewhere that's getting charged up, and then it sets it off. I actually have one that I pulled apart, and it doesn't seem to light them up just from getting close to it like this. This is again just the LEDs, no driver. If I do it this way, it starts to arc off the back. You can see it lights them up. Looks like I've managed to burn a couple of them out because I was playing with this a bit before. You can see the corona off the back there. There's some current flowing. Looks like I've killed a few more as well. They don't like it, but LEDs.